of San Francisco, a Quinn Martin production. Starring Carl Malden. Also starring Michael Douglas. With guest stars Nehemiah Persoff, Scott Marlowe, Michael Glazer, Donna Bacala, Michael Margutta. Tonight's episode, Bitter Wine.
I'm sorry, sir. We are closed for the day. It's a private affair in honor of our 5th anniversary. If you care to make a reservation, anytime tomorrow, I'd be happy to take your name.
Jason. Jason Kampakalis.
Say, the mortgage on that wine country of yours up north?
Oh, come on, Mark. There's no way. I mean, I could never do that. I mean, old man would never let me do that. Look, let me have a new note on this place, huh?
Sorry, Dimitri. Charity's not my bag.
Sir,
What is it? What do you want?
there is a gentleman over there. He says he is Jason Kampakalis.
Don't go away. Hey, come on. You son of a gun.
Let me look at you.
Oh, it's good to see you. Good to see you, Jason. I didn't know you were coming.
Well, you've had the date for 12 years.
Hey, come on, Jace. Are you that bitter?
No. He looks great.
As tough as ever.
It really came true.
Yeah, pretty much. Hey, look, kid. The old man didn't know you were swinging by, so maybe you better come back later, see him, huh? I mean, this is an important party, you know. It's kind of to oil the water party. You know what I mean?
No.
I'm sorry, kid, of course not. You couldn't know. What I mean is, everything looks great, but We're a little shaky. We need some bread to keep the wine flowing.
You in trouble?
Yeah, but hey, don't mention this to Pop at all. But we are in trouble. We're gonna be in big trouble, especially if this guy gets away. Listen, here's the keys to my car. It's a white Jag. It's out in the parking lot. The address is on the registration. You just go up to my place, you make yourself at home, and I'll see you later. We'll get caught up, okay?
Dimitri, does Papa know about me? Did you tell him?
Kid, come on. I can't lose this guy. Hey, where you going, Mark? We still got some.
Nah, there's nothing more to talk about.
What? One more glass of wine? Huh? Come on. Come on.
Hey, get away from there.
Hey, look, it's my brother's car.
Yeah, sure.
Some people to see about the guy we brought in this afternoon, Compactus. The old man's his father, and the young one's one of the guys he busted up. You remember that. And the other one's a very high-priced mouthpiece.
Mr. Sloan. How do you do, Lieutenant? This is Mr. Compactless, Cadmus Compactless. I'm afraid there's been a misunderstanding, and I think this young fellow can clear it up best. This is Paul Croft, one of the attendants at Mr. Compactless' restaurant.
I remember.
Go ahead, Paul.
Well, yeah. It was like he just said, a misunderstanding. Like I thought he was stealing my boss's car, but he wasn't. He was just acting in self-defense.
Hold it a minute. Sloan, what's going on?
What is going on is a disgrace, Lieutenant, and I apologize for it. But this is a family matter.
You see, Lieutenant, Mr. Compactless' son, Jason, was just released from San Quentin today after serving 12 years.
What was the sentence for?
He killed 2 innocent children.
It was a manslaughter charge, hit and run, 2 counts served consecutively.
Hold the booking slip. Have him brought up.
Mike.
Extension 1241.
Okay, Bob, thanks a lot. Good night. Olson's gone home, but the report's on his desk. Now, Mike, I know what you're thinking, but is Olson gonna buy it?
I don't know. Maybe you have to be a Slav like me to understand, or a Greek. But if the old man says it's a family matter, the old man will handle it.
Hello, Papa. I told this man that if he sets you free, I will deal with you. I want you both to know how.
Well, Lieutenant?
I'll talk to the desk sergeant. You're free to go.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Well, let's call it a night.
It's fine by me. I just hope Olson doesn't call it a mistake.
You know what?
What?
If it was my first, I'd worry. Well, wouldn't you? Thanks.
$22 million people in the state of California say the debt's been paid. Why can't you? Huh?
How do you pay a debt like that, huh? How do you crush that from your memory, huh? I think every day of the father of the poor children that you killed, and I cry inside. I think of the two little babies lying on the street after you hit them with your car. And I think how they could have lived if you had only stopped to help them a little bit. I think of all of that and I cry inside. And I cry because your birth brought their death. And I cry because I love you and I don't want to. I don't want to! Brought me only misery. Dimitri, he made this happen. He made the dream happen. He worked, he struggled, he succeeded. And all this, as you see here, he made it. Dimitri!
Papa, go on inside. It's too hot out now.
No, I have work to do. If you don't let me work, hold it in my hand. You take it from me.
Come on, later, Papa, when it's cooler.
All right, you know best, my son. I leave you with your brother. Perhaps you can give him what I can.
You never told him.
Jason, I couldn't.
You promised and you never told him. Why didn't you tell him? He still thinks that I drove that car. He thinks of me. He still sees those dead kids lying there. He thinks of you and he thanks you for his dream. Why didn't you tell him?
I tried to tell him. At first, I was too busy putting all this together. I put this together. The restaurant, the vineyard, the land. And then after time went by, I just couldn't. What, have him lose both of us? I couldn't let both of us be gone.
Well, you tell him. You tell him now. Today. Tonight. But you tell him. Or else they just might have a reason to put me back.
You weren't gonna worry, huh?
Don't pour too much.
Huh?
I have to carry him.
Yeah. It's black for you. What about Olson? Light. Sugar too, right?
No sugar.
You sure? I think he takes sugar.
Pour the cream. Just pour the cream.
Yes, sir.
It's open. Shut the door. I read the report, Mike, and coffee won't cut it. Now, how could
Hold
you
it a minute,
two...
Rudy. Steve had nothing to do with it. I called the shot.
No sugar. Find some sugar.
Sugar? Since when?
What I've got to say to you, you don't want him to hear.
All right, now, Rudy, before you get wound up.
Before? Do you know how many heads you went over? Now, not just mine,
Put
Mike.
my head on a plate and hand it to me, but don't make me book this kid again.
You call a 30-year-old con a kid?
Yeah, he went in when he was 18. Everything he knows about the real world stopped then. Yeah, I say that makes him a kid. And you know what else I say? I say that all our talk about rehabilitation is a lot of bunk. If we don't give them a fair shot and help them when they get out.
Like that shot he gave you, huh?
Should have known better.
So you made a moral choice. You got a hide like an alligator and a heart like a marshmallow.
Okay, okay. Are you with me on it?
You, maybe. But this guy, only on a very short leash. You want to hold it?
What do you mean?
I mean that I'd want him in your office every Monday morning at 10 o'clock. I'd want you
Oh,
to
wait a minute. Wait a minute. He's not on parole. He served his time, and besides, I haven't got time to play parole officer.
That's it, Mike. You made a moral choice. I'm making you morally responsible. You take over. You help him find a job. And you see that he stays straight. And you make sure that he knows that you're looking over his shoulder, night and day, ready to ship him back to the clink the first time that he pulls anything like this stunt again. Otherwise, we yank him back now and file this with the DA's office.
Coffee now?
I don't know how much, so I put in 3 lumps.
Perfect.
Thanks.
So how do we stand? What happened?
I'd say about even.
What happened?
Jason.
The first woman I held in my arms for 12 years, and you're falling apart on me.
I'm sorry. I guess I'm just a crybaby sister.
Well, nobody ever had a better one. I couldn't have made it without you, Daniel.
Hey, come here. I've got a surprise for you.
Huh?
Come here.
Hey, where you take? Is that your car?
Yeah, you like it?
Hey, you're traveling in style.
Oh, anytime.
Be careful. Watch your step. There's all kinds of glass here. Huh? Easy now, easy. Yeah, I'll give you.
Yeah. Well.
Thanos. Jason? Wow. You know, I actually counted the days, 4,382. But I never knew how long it was till this minute. I mean, this high. Both front teeth out.
I knew you'd come here. I told Thanos that.
Not really the way I remember it.
Do you think we can get in?
Oh, come on, Thel. There's nothing in there but old dust and peeled off paint and paper, that's all.
Oh, no, they're happy times there.
No, he's right. Real happy times start now. Come on. Let's go down to Delensky's. I'll buy us all breakfast.
Delensky's?
Diner down the hill. What's it called now?
I don't know.
Well, we'll pretend it's still Delensky's. I got the best breakfast in town.
You sit in front, huh?
It's a deal.
You want me to drive?
What, make you nervous?
No. Not now that I know where we're going. I looked up his record, too. His old address was in Potrero. Hey, aren't we in Potrero? Hey, we weren't gonna worry.
There it is, 2131. They don't build them like that anymore.
They won't let him.
Say, I grew up in the same neighborhood, buddy boy.
You think I'm gonna let you forget that after what you got us into now?
Well, no, I meant what I said. You don't have to take a part of this one if you don't want to.
Ah, come on. You gonna talk or drive?
Say, it's chow time. I know a place down the block. What do you say we take it in?
Terrific.
Good. Thanks. Not as good as Delensky's. Papa used to bring us here Sundays after Mass. You remember that?
Not really.
Yeah, well, it was some feast. You used to spill your milk glass 9 times out of 10, right there, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I always insisted on holding it one-handed. Stubborn.
Listen, I gotta get down to the Taverna.
You working?
Painting the bathrooms.
What?
Painting the bathrooms. Papa said the bathrooms need to be painted. Dimitri said hire a painter. Papa said Thanos will do it.
Well, you don't want to?
Oh, come on, man. What do I really learn painting the bathrooms?
Responsibility.
I don't believe it. It really sounds like him, doesn't it? Responsibility.
Don't make fun.
I just mean that...
I know what you mean. You mean he's an old-fashioned man with a lot of old-fashioned ideas. Well, he cares for you with those old-fashioned ideas. Perhaps more than anybody else will ever care for you.
What about you, Jason? You still care about him after the way he's treated you?
He's our papa. His blood runs in our veins. Makes us one, a family.
Okay, well, maybe we'll talk about this sometime later, okay? Like after you've been around him for a while. Ciao.
Wait a minute, we'll drive you.
No, that's okay. I'll thumb it.
Hey, let us.
Man, you really are like him, you know that? Listen, Jason, I stopped spilling my milk a long time ago.
What's the matter with him?
Maybe it's too much Dimitri and not enough Jason.
Good morning.
Well, I've heard a lot of rumors where I've been. Now I see they're all true.
I'll tell you something else that's true. You can get out from under if you want to get out from under.
You mean you really came in here for the food?
Since a guy named Delensky left this place, the food's gone downhill. I came to talk to you.
My sister, Talia Kompakos, Lieutenant Stone.
It's a pleasure.
Inspector...
Mr. Keller, how are you?
Sit down. Actually, I'm kind of glad you came. I've been trying to figure out a way to say thank you. I forgot yesterday.
Well, you had a lot on your mind.
What's on yours?
Your future.
Most people seem more worried about my past.
Yeah, but he's not most people. I don't think he's worried about you at all anymore.
Nothing for me, thanks.
All I'm asking for is a 90-day note. Oh, come on, man. I can't pay that kind of interest. I'll be in debt the rest of my life. Look, the vineyard is out, Mark. I told you that. I can't touch that as long as my old man's alive. That's a rotten joke, Mark.
Jason.
Hello, big brother. That office still open?
Yeah, sure. Come on in, kid.
Well, there really are two ends to the stick, aren't there?
Jace, I didn't tell him yet.
I know.
See, he was still pretty upset last night, you know, and I've been going crazy trying to find the money we need somehow.
It's all right.
Hey, Jason, I'll tell him, I swear.
You won't ever tell him. You can't. Funny thing is, I can't either. Maybe that doesn't matter anymore. What matters is it really did work. I went down to the old neighborhood. The old house. It's two different worlds. You did good, Dimitri.
Well, it was luck mostly. You know, meeting the right people, the right place, the right time.
That's what I mean. We were all counting on you. And you booted home a winner. If you'd gone in and I'd stayed out, I wouldn't have met all the people you met. I wouldn't have been where you were, when you were. Knowing that, seeing that Papa's dream really did come true. Thalia and closed Mama could never have. Thanos in college, you with all those connections. That makes it worthwhile. All I want from you now is enough to get myself started on something.
What are you talking about, money?
Not much. Say maybe $5 grand.
For what?
For what? For 12 years. Something like 400 per. Is that asking too much?
No, of course not, kid. It's just that you'll have to wait.
Why?
Well, I haven't got any.
Come on, I could have hawked that much out of here in half an hour.
Hey, come on. This is all fun. It's all show. I lease it furnished, right down to the hardware.
The restaurant, the vineyards.
Everything's hocked with the land. Papa wouldn't let me touch that. I tried to tell you the other night, kid. I'm hanging on by the skin of my teeth.
But how? Why?
Everybody else always said I was a genius. I never said that. I got along with people. That's all I ever knew about me. I trusted some of the wrong ones.
Gambling?
No, nothing illegal. The market. I went in with some guys on a high flyer, and we crashed. And they've been calling me for my loan, and I'm all tapped out.
What were you thinking about?
Look, I did what I thought was best.
You don't roll dice with the family.
I did what I thought was best.
You did what you thought was easiest. Like when you ran out after you hit those kids.
Let me tell you something, Jason. I still hear those screams. And I still see those kids. And you don't have to live with that. I do.
I'm sorry. See ya.
Jason. Hey, you helped me once. Will you help me now?
How can I?
Give me a name.
A name?
Yeah, you met people in prison. Somebody who knows somebody who start a fire.
You're crazy.
No, wait a minute. See, the restaurant's insured. Now, wait a minute. It could bail us out. Come on, kid. I don't know any other way.
Maybe there isn't any other way. Maybe it can't be easy this time. Goodbye, Dmitri. I won't be bothering you anymore.
Jason.
Lieutenant?
Miss Compactless, we'd like to talk to your father. Mr. Compactless, we need to talk to you about the fire.
We seem to meet in the hours of my greatest grief. I'm sorry for that.
I'm sorry about that, too. I hope you don't mind a few questions.
Well, you have your work to do. It's honest work. This is my eldest son, Dmitri.
How do you do?
Lieutenant.
Inspector Keller.
Hello. What are the police doing here investigating a fire?
Because of a dead man. And I understand that he was a very close friend of yours, sir.
Yes. Nearly 50 years. From the islands yet.
I'm sorry. And I'm sorry about some of the questions I have to ask you, sir, but, you see, the fire investigators feel that it might be a case of arson. And if that's true, then your friend's death isn't accidental. It's murder.
Murder? Arson?
What makes anyone think that?
It was mainly the burn pattern. The fire was so even, everything went up at once.
You mean someone deliberately burned it down?
Well, an accidental fire usually starts in one place and spreads. This one started in, at least 6 different places.
Couldn't there be several reasons for that?
Yeah, we checked them out. Electrical malfunctions, mechanical failures.
And you're accusing me of burning down my
sir,
oldest, killing my oldest friend?
No, sir, we're not accusing you at all, sir, nor anyone yet. As you said, we have our work. And that work is getting to the truth. Where's Jason? Is he around?
Jason does not share my roof.
I thought you said you would deal with him.
The choice was his, not mine.
So you're still not on the best of terms?
That choice was his, too, 12 years ago when he left those children to die.
Can you tell me where I might find him?
You think Jason did it?
Well, ruling out pyromaniacs, arson is caused by one of 2 reasons. Either insurance money or revenge.
Jason wouldn't do it. He just wouldn't.
No, she's right. No matter what happened, I'd never believe it of him.
No matter what happened?
Just a figure of speech.
Dmitri, don't lie to these men.
Papa, please. We can talk about it later, huh?
We will talk about it now.
Well, he came to my place yesterday. He said he wanted money. He wanted his share of the business, what he felt was coming to him.
To him?
Papa, please, I don't want it.
Go on. Did you give him the money?
No, I couldn't. If you've been investigating our records, you can see we've been a little tight lately. I told him that. But he got very angry, very upset. He stormed out.
Jason. Always Jason.
No, Papa. No, you're wrong. You're all wrong. Jason wouldn't do that.
Jason's name is not to be mentioned in this house again.
No,
Jason
Papa!
is dead!
Hey, it's getting to be a habit, you picking me up.
Get in the car.
What is it?
You don't even know about it, do you?
Know about what?
The restaurant burned down last night. The police think you did it, and so does Papa.
Was it because of something Dimitri said?
He said you went to him yesterday for some money, and then when you left, you were angry. You stayed there last night in that awful house. I'll tell them you were with me last night, okay? I mean, I'll do whatever you want me to do.
I want you to go home, Thalia.
What are you gonna do?
Something I should have done 12 years ago. There. Go home, Thalia. Stay home.
Jason!
Compactolus, stop! I'll go back to the car in case he doubles back. Keep after him. Did your brother have a gun?
I don't know.
He's still running.
I lost him. Fired a warning shot, but he's gone.
Put out an APB.
What does that mean?
It means I made a big mistake trusting your brother. I won't ever trust him again.
Wait. You followed me, didn't you?
Yeah, we had a pretty good idea of where you were going. You think a lot more of him than the rest of the family, don't you?
They don't know him like I do.
I guess not. You were the only one who saw him after your mother died.
How did you know that?
Wasn't difficult. We got the reports from San Quentin. You saw him once a week without fail. Tell me something. Why only you and nobody else?
I never believed he did it. Just like I don't believe he started that fire. That's not Jason.
But you don't think he's capable of one moment of fear or panic?
A moment, yes. But then he'd have turned around and gone back.
But he said he did it.
I know.
You don't think Jason will double back here, do you?
No. He said he had something to do.
What?
I don't know. He said it was something he should have done 12 years ago.
How old were you the night of the accident?
12.
Do you remember much about it?
I'll never forget it.
Was he frightened?
No.
But I thought you said he ran home and hid.
No. I mean, he didn't run. He walked in, and he told my papa he had something to tell him. Then he told him everything that had happened. And how he was sorry. Then my father hit him.
Do you know where your older brother was?
Dimitri?
Yes.
No. He was out, though.
How do you know?
Because I remember when he came in. It was about an hour after Jason had come in. I never thought Dimitri could care about something so much.
He was upset?
He broke down when he heard what Jason had done. Jason had to calm him down. My mother had to call a doctor.
Miss Kompaklis, what car was Jason driving that night? The family car?
No, it was Dimitri's. He had just gotten it. It was brand new, from graduating out of college.
Well, why was he driving Dimitri's car? Was it an errand, a date, what?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think anybody ever asked.
Of course not. It was a family matter.
Nothing on the APB. Mike, I think he's gone.
Whoever made out this report about the accident put down everything old man Cadmus said and used it against the kid.
Look, I know what you're thinking, but does it really make sense that if Jason Kompaklis wasn't driving the car, he'd say he was? And sacrifice 12 years of his life in prison? I mean, come on, for what?
For family? Jason Kompaklis was convicted 12 years ago. The same year, Dimitri Kompaklis graduated from Berkeley with a degree in business. 2 years after that, he opens a little Greek lunch counter with his old man. 3 years after that, he opens Taverna. And just 3 years ago, he buys a vineyard, something his old man always wanted. Starts a small winery.
He has a good head.
And an education. And contacts.
Now, wait a minute. You're saying that Jason went into prison so that Dimitri could stay outside?
Mm-hmm. The chips were on him. The same as they were on my brother Alex. He was going to make us all rich when he came back after the war. But he never came back. So my old man died. And I just, well, I'm just scabbing with you. Hello. Yeah? Well, you just sit tight. We'll be right over. Thalia Kompaklis, her younger brother, just called. Jason's headed for the vineyards after Dimitri. Where's Papa?
He's inside.
Dimitri?
Look, what do you want to do?
Where is Dimitri?
Please, Jason, we can talk about this.
Well, you go inside, and you stay with Papa.
No, no, please, don't go, Jason! Jason!
Jason.
Jason.
Come on, I'll go to the police. I'll tell them everything, Jason. Come on, kid. I don't want to hurt you. Jason.
Papa, please don't! No! No!
the serving time for you once was enough.
I don't know what he told you, but it's a lie. You think he spent 12 years in prison for me? That's crazy.
Is it? What do you say, Mr. Compactless, huh? Come on, say it!
Jason was always the strongest. You were always the strongest. And you were the weakest. Yes. From the day you were born, I had to work with you and help you and be with you all the time. I was so proud. I thought you were better than I thought you would be. I was so proud of you because you were the kind of son I always wanted.
Don't beat him, Papa. Don't hit him, Papa. No. Love him. Love him. I love him.
Danos, come on. One more, Papa. Come on, Jason. Come on. Time to go.
Looks like you're really getting into it.
A little. Like father, like son, huh?
He's a good worker. He buds perfectly. I wish I could take credit for teaching him.
Sure you can.
How?
When we were little, we used to talk about how you'd plant the good stock when you had your
Yes.
own vineyard.
Yes, yes.
How we'd butt in the Johannesburg Riesling.
Yes, that's right.
I listened.
Come on, Sunday's visiting hours are 2 to 4. Dimitri's waiting for us.
I'll get the car. Now, wait a minute. We'll drive.
Oh, good. Thank you.
What about regulations?
What, passengers in the car?
Yeah. Aren't you afraid Olson will nail us?
If that was my first mistake, I'd worry.
Of San Francisco, a Quinn Martin production, starring Carl Malden, also starring Michael Douglas. With guest stars Roscoe Lee Brown, Brenda Sykes, Carol Lawson, Alan Emerson. Tonight's episode, A Trout in the Milk.
Last night, I dreamed a city. I blew apart the dew of my mind, and there, floating on the mist with bridges hung from stars, was my city. It was a lovely place on which to lay my sleepy head. A city to remember long years after I'm dead. But memory, you say, must die with death. It exits in concert with our last breath. So how dream up a city from the fragility of night-scheming futility without the ability to cry at the dying of my night or to mourn at the morn of my day? Rejoice! to the dream. It lives. I give it to you.
They love you.
It's not enough.
You called, now I'm here, so what's so important?
You're with Rob Evanauer again.
Oh, come on, Yale. Famous poet like you must have more urgent things on his agenda.
Janae, I'm not trying to tell you what to do with your life.
Then don't. Nobody has me on an exclusive, least of all you. If Rob Evanauer meets my price,
You want me to believe you're just modeling for him.
I quote you. A model, models.
Baby, Evanauer's the end of the line.
You have lived your life. Now let me live mine.
Not with Rob Evanauer. Something funny?
The two of you. I tell him I'm coming here and he skies. I tell you I'm going back and you go into an all-time downer.
So why stay in the middle?
Because it beats being out in the cold. Ciao, Daddy. Would you mind, Mr. Dancy?
What's your name?
Melissa.
Melissa. From the Greek. Means honeybee. You know that, Melissa?
No, Mr. Dancy.
Go to Greece. I loved it. You will, too. Give my regards to Aristotle. He knew that poetry was of graver import than history.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Nobody tells me who I use. Because she's good, that's why. Try it. Just go on and try it. You're crazy if you think you can.
Lieutenant?
Hey, he got here fast.
Wings of mercury.
Yeah, that stuff can poison you.
Is he dead?
Not yet.
What have you got, Briles?
Well, his name is Rob Evanauer, painter. 28, single. An eyewitness said it looked like someone loaded him into a 45 and pulled the trigger the way he came out of that window.
What do you got, Mike?
Hearing, I guess. Steve.
Yeah.
See if you can spot the rest of this, huh?
Right.
I want this whole place brushed. I don't care if there are 100 prints, I want them all.
Mike. Take a look at this.
They're the same.
Yep.
I want copies of this. Come here. What do you think of that?
That's assault with intent.
Or murder number 2 if Evanauer doesn't make it. Sekulovich, come here. Now, this is probably the victims, the blood and the hair, but nurse it along for latents, will you?
So where do you want to start?
Earrings.
Yeah. Maybe Omar will play with us.
Could be. Good luck, fellas.
Thank you.
Omar.
I have a license, Lieutenant.
I know you do, Omar. Now tell me, listen carefully. Anybody else make earrings like that?
Well, if they did, I'd make something else.
You're doing very nice work, Omar. This one's my favorite.
You have good taste.
Who's wearing it?
Them. The earrings come in pairs.
Oh, come on, Omar, come on.
Look, they're cash customers, man. They don't give me their name.
I want this one, Omar. Come on now, boy.
Very pretty girl, and I've never seen her.
She's wearing your earring.
She has taste, too.
Who bought it and when?
Look, Lieutenant, I do a volume business, man. It's a small unit profit, but a tremendous overturn. Why, in the last quarter alone, I must have dealt with 16 or 17 clients. Look, I've honestly, I haven't seen her.
Sit down, will you, Omar? You're flirting with a nosebleed. They're not going to go along with us.
One might.
Who's that?
Savigny.
If Evan Howard dies, it'll be the greatest contribution to art since the invention of the frame.
Savigny, you're an impressionist.
Oh, you like that, huh?
All he can afford are mug shots. How about this?
Evan Howard garbage.
No, the model.
Janaea.
Last name.
Oh, come on, Lieutenant. Think back. When did you ever bother to ask them their last names?
She ever modeled for you?
Just on that one. But not now, man. Now it's top dollar.
From Evan Howard?
Little hanky-panky there, maybe.
You know, you could save us a lot of time making the grand tour of the model agencies.
Okay, fellas. Just that I hate fingering someone who benched Mr. Rob Evanhauer.
Paint yourself some crocodile tears.
Dancy.
Yale, Portland, Dancy?
They were living under the same roof.
Well, 30 seconds is all I need, Doctor. Okay, I'll wait for your call.
Is it Evan Howard?
Coma. Dancy?
He's still not home, but he's got 2 shows at the Balladeer tonight.
We all met at the summit and agreed we'd arrived. But at the gate, they asked me who I was. I said, I'm the Loch Ness Monster, a Scottish wetback, a Mexican plum pudding, a dam in the river of convention. I said, I'm a cheetah who prospered, a cog in the system, a Chinese smorgasbord, a man who delivers dissension. I said, I'm a negative thinker. Of that, I am positive. A killer who couldn't, a killer who wouldn't, a man who deserved your attention. Charlie, baby. I see you're back again, pretty. Joey, lace me one eggnog, please.
You know, in 1964, Mr. Dancy, I hitchhiked from Berkeley to listen to you right here.
Oh, a dash of masochism blighted your youth. I was a primitive performer in those days, my friend.
No, you were good even then. You were quite a spellbinder.
The Wicked Witch of the North Beach would offer you one, but,
Lieutenant Stone, Inspector Keller. We're looking for Janaea, Mr. Dancy.
What's a Janaea?
The sign outside says you do 2 shows tonight. I sure hate to see you miss the second one.
One 1440 Fremont.
1440 Fremont. I thank you.
My pleasure.
Mike. Now, that was a joint you were smoking, wasn't it?
Looked like one, smelled like one.
Well, now, you finally getting a little soft in your old age? Or why didn't you bust him?
For what? Possession of oregano?
Get out of here, Fremont. 1440 Fremont, yeah. It's a Chinese laundry.
I see. It's a Chinese hand laundry.
It's like the oregano. It's a put on. We've been had.
I know we've been had, but why?
Where's Dancy?
He split.
What time's the second show?
Well, there ain't gonna be one. Can you guys keep it down? I don't want to lose the rest of the house.
Well, where is he now?
Well, I'm not sure.
You better get sure.
Come in, Lieutenant Stone, Inspector Keller. I trust the grim and nerve-wracking aspects of your profession have indulged your sense of humor, my friends. There's much to be said for Chinese laundries.
And oregano.
The Van Gogh's upside down.
I spend a good deal of time on my head. Can I offer you anything? Information, of course, but maybe something reckless. 5 minutes worth where 3 human beings might just sit down and salve the ills of the world.
Mr. Dancy, it's been a very, very long day.
Did Ebenauer fall, or was he pushed?
We never mentioned Ebenauer.
Come on, Lieutenant. The word's all over North Beach. Janae is your prime suspect.
All we want to do is talk to her, Mr. Dancy.
Dancy, if I make it rhyme, will you understand that the sooner we locate this girl, the better off she is?
And poets don't rhyme much anymore. I don't even know if they reason. The game's over, I know it. But I don't think you'll find her just now. Not until she sorts things out for her own satisfaction.
Well, look.
Does she work?
City of Paris. Never misses a day.
Sorry you had to wait so long. Police, right?
Yeah.
Jungle Grapevine. It's the first time in ages we had to show the entire collection. I hope you weren't bored.
No, not at all. You see, well, actually, this is the first time I've ever been to one of these.
Really? See anything you liked? Leading and tasteless. No wonder models have the wrong kind of reputation.
That's all right. Did you have to go to school to learn this job?
Profession. Paying a lot better than a graduate medical student makes his first few years.
You're looking a lot better than any medical student I've ever seen.
Thank you. And I don't even know your name.
I'm Inspector Keller.
Inspector what, Keller?
Stephen.
I like Stephen better.
I've never heard the name Janaea before.
My father invented it. He has a way with words.
Now, wait a minute. Is your father Yale Cortland Dancy?
You didn't know?
No.
Well, daughter is the one word that seems to have eluded the most extensive vocabulary in the 7 western states. But here I am babbling away when you've got the pressures of a great metropolis on your mind.
Yeah. Well, we'd like to talk to you about an artist named Rob Evenhauer.
Somebody told me he fell out of his window.
Right. We think you might be able to help us.
Sure. Anything. Downtown?
Please.
Let's go. Oh, Steve, you rattle me. I'm strictly old tops and blue jeans. Give me a few minutes to render unto Paris what is Paris's.
Go ahead. I'll meet you here.
You better.
Excuse me, Dr. Ford. I've been thinking if there are better facilities, you know, specialists that you would want to call in, anything at all that would help.
It's too late.
What?
Sorry.
Hey, Joe. Joe, you have a patient named Rob Evenhauer.
I just told a lady from the amount of blood that he lost, a skull fracture, internal hemorrhaging.
He's dead?
Yeah. Excuse me, Mike.
Excuse me, are you related to Mr. Evenhauer?
No. No, it's just a friend.
Well, could you tell me how I could get in touch with his family?
No, I'm sorry, I couldn't. Look, is this important?
I'm Lieutenant Stone, San Francisco Police. We may ask for an autopsy.
Well, then it wasn't an accident?
That's what we're trying to find out. Joe, excuse me. Joe, what was the cause of death?
Well, off of what I've seen, I'd say the fall. But it could have been the blow to the head.
Either way, homicide.
Well, you'll want an autopsy then.
Well, as soon as we can get permission. Say, that lady, has she been here all the time?
I think so.
Who is she?
I don't know, she said she was a friend. From the turnout, I didn't have many.
Thanks, Joe. Where is she? Where's the girl?
Chinese laundry again. I lost her.
Oh, how?
She psyched me out.
Oh,
She laid
psyched
such
you
a
out.
number on me you're not going to believe. We'll find her, Mike. She's only an assault suspect.
You're wrong. Evan Howard just died. We're in the murder.
Well, I got something. Her last name's Dancy.
Janea Dancy?
Right. Ingenuity runs in that family.
Well, let's see if she can outwit an APB. Come on.
You know, Mike, I'm sorry, but I don't see her as a murder suspect.
Oh, she has really charmed you.
Now, look, wait a minute. Evan Howard was a hot-headed, lousy artist, right? Owed a lot of people money. Big in the ladies' department, a brawler when he drank. I'm telling you, half the telephone directory was out to get him.
Motive.
Crime of passion. Somebody lost their cool and ran that plaster abstract right through Evan Howard's skull.
Somebody, but not Janea Dancy, huh?
Oh, Mike, let's just say, all right, that I'm taking a chapter out of your book. You call it hunch, instinct, anything you want, but I don't think she did it.
Okay, buddy boy. Let's say it was somebody else. I still want to know why she ran.
Yeah. 410.
Not in.
You the manager?
I'm the keeper of the peace.
Good. That makes 3 of us.
That don't say search warrant. That says search warrant. Ain't locked, never is.
Sea of Tranquility. She ran, but not here. What about the luggage?
Looks like it's all here. Look for the earring.
Corrigan covered every inch of her studio, didn't find a thing. I think whoever had it dumped it in the bay.
Call in and get us a stakeout.
Right. Hi, this is Killers. I'll see you in there, please.
Do you want some advice?
What?
Stick to mug shots.
Hi, Norm. Listen, we're at 410 Filbert Apartment 960. It's leased by Janea Dancy, female, black, age 22. Put a stakeout on it for us, will you? Right, thanks a lot. What?
Now, that car wasn't there before. Read the license.
C-A-S-S-E-Y.
Mm-hmm. Cassie.
Was that something important?
I don't know. Come on, let's find Dancy.
Pigeons on the grass, alas. Have faith, they'll come. You both look like you lost something.
We have. Your daughter.
I lost her first.
Evan Howard died.
I heard.
Find her, Dancy. Find her before we do.
The hours you keep in all those bad neighborhoods.
worry about you.
What'd you get on that stakeout?
Last report, no sign of the lady. You got a Rembrandt Van Savenu in the outer lobby.
We're supposed to be here at 2 o'clock.
It's 3 now.
Tell him he's late and send him in.
You never asked me, Lieutenant. I mean, it's no secret. Some of the best people have records.
14 plain drunk, 7 D&D, 3 assaults, and 2 of those assaults were on Rob Ebenhauer.
I told you, he's a lousy painter.
Was a lousy painter.
He died a few hours ago.
I'll sketch him some flowers.
Where were you when Ebenhauer went through the window?
Where you found me?
People didn't see you there till later.
Well, maybe I slept in.
Can you prove that?
Luckily, yeah.
Maybe you were trying to thin out the competition.
Now look, Lieutenant, don't you try to
Hold
pin
on
anything
to
on
your
me.
easel, Savino, and just give us the names to work on.
What names?
People he was seeing, artists, models, somebody owed him money, anything.
I told you, I only knew the guy from Brawls and Bars. That's where I heard names. You know, Conquests. He was the type who put a notch in his easel every time he scored.
Names.
Irene, Vicky, Janaea, Lois, Cassandra, Michael. That was a girl named Michael. I don't know, man. That's all I know.
That's all. Thank you, Savino. Stay in town and please, now, don't drip any paint on our sidewalks.
Oh, I thought this might be a friendly call. So well, it's kind of a gift.
We can't take gifts.
Then throw it away.
How did you know I wanted to see you?
I'm the 7th son of the 7th daughter. Surveillance on Dancy says he's still moving.
Okay, we're rolling.
I love it.
Yeah, you laugh. In New Guinea, a pig is sacred. I'm retiring to New Guinea.
Well, before you retire, will you please check this through?
Yeah, DMV, Sergeant Hasigian, San Francisco homicide. I need a make on a personalized plate. Yeah. C-A-S-S-E-Y. That's right. Cassie.
Whenever I gave your mother a hard time, I always found her here.
I remember.
You miss her?
Yes. But I'm glad she's not here to see me now. Poor Mama.
I had no right to either of you.
Agreed.
We're both older. We're both wiser.
You want me to forgive you for ignoring me?
All we have is each other.
What's the matter, Yale? Getting old? Getting lonely? Afraid there'll be grandchildren you won't even know about?
If my reasons for wanting you back are selfish, and I suppose they are, all I can do is apologize and promise amends.
Sorry, Daddy. No sale.
Janaea, Rob Ebenhauer died.
Oh, no.
The law's been coming under me like you did it.
What do you think? Where'd you get that?
Your daughter asked you a question, Dancy. We'd like to hear the answer.
I saw it in Ebenhauer's studio. Just after, just after I launched him through his window into the gutter where he belonged.
All right, Mr. Dancy, you've waived your right to an attorney. Tape recorder's rolling. State your name, please.
Yale Cortland Dancy.
Occupation?
Writer, poet, two-bit philosopher, and former father.
Were you acquainted with an artist named Rob Evenhauer?
I was.
And what was your relationship to him?
He was my enemy. As a man, as an artist, as a suitor to my daughter.
And you were against him seeing your daughter?
Of course. He was a crass bumbler, whose brush went down for the count every time it hit the canvas. Janaea is royalty, a thing apart. She's unique.
Like her father.
Me, Lieutenant. I'm a beam in God's radiance, but my batteries are running low.
Before the power failure, Mr. Dancy, in detail, describe the fight you had with Evenhauer on the day you claim you went to his studio.
It began when I saw the earrings on a table. I'd bought them for Janaea. When he denied that Janaea had been there, I picked them up and I was waving them at him. My proof that he was lying. His hand reached out after I hit him. Clutching, he must have grabbed one.
You're lying.
No, I'm not.
You took all the pieces, put them together, and trumped up this story just to protect Janaea because you know she sent him through that window.
That's the lie.
Why, you're an intelligent man, but you confess without a lawyer?
Because I intend to defend myself.
Against what? I'm not holding you. Get his daughter.
All right. All right, I'll tell you. I'll tell you how it happened. Why it happened. Evenhauer was a dichotomous man, parading his passions on both sides of the street. Unfortunately, I caught him at it.
You're losing me, Dancy.
How clear do I have to make it?
Clearer than that.
Evenhauer and I had a homosexual relationship. And gentlemen, I swear by all the fiber in my being that if Janaea learns of this, I'll dedicate the rest of my life to killing you both.
What about the earring?
Certain things should be obvious, my friends, like a trout in the milk.
The earring, Mr. Dancy.
I gave them to him. And gentlemen, my shame is not because of my relationship. It's because of my deceit in concealing it. If she'd known all along, Janaea would have been more tolerant. For her to find out now, she'd never forgive me. And she is all I have.
Art. Look.
Yale. Yale, why?
Janae, it wasn't something he planned. We're sure of that. It just, it happened. It's almost like an accident.
You know something, Steve Keller, for a human being, you're really a nice guy.
What did you get on that Cassie plate?
Cassie for Cassandra. Cassandra for Cassandra Lauritsen. Cassandra Lauritsen for...
Mr. Harold Lauritsen?
That's the one.
The judge's wife.
Why the courthouse?
Because I called the home and the maid said Mrs. Lauritsen was with the judge.
Now, wait a minute. Wait just a minute. Do we not already have a confessed killer?
I pulled the file on Yale Dancy while they were booking him. 38 bookings on D&D.
He drinks and gets crazy.
33 of those bookings were with women, and the other 5 he was alone. Now, does that spell queen to you?
No.
Yale Dancy is a Don Juan, a Lothario, Romeo, and one gosh darn good liar.
What about the earring?
Now you got me. That's the one that bothers me. That and Cassandra Lauritsen's car parked in front of Janaea's apartment.
Well, I don't see any connection.
You never met Judge Lauritsen's child bride, eh?
Nope.
Well, she's a very plain lady, married to a guy old enough to be her grandfather.
All right. Let's say she's into charity work. She goes to one of these benefits, meets a young, good-looking painter. He begins to hustle her.
And when she realizes she's been hustled and sees Evanhauer with somebody like Janaea Dancy, she hits him with the first thing she can grab.
I don't know, Mike. I think you're reaching.
No. It's beginning to feel pretty good to me. There's a lady with something on her mind.
Something's bothering her, all right.
Conscience, maybe.
Want to get her now?
No, sir, not here. If I'm wrong, I don't want to hear about it right here in front of the courthouse. Okay. Funny.
What?
They live in Pacific Heights, and she's heading for the Embarcadero.
Now?
No, just hang with her.
You know, Mike, there's still something you haven't told me. What was she doing in Janaea's neighborhood yesterday?
Let's start with Dancy.
All right.
If he didn't kill Evanhauer, where do you get the earring?
Well, we know it wasn't from Janaea's apartment.
Why not?
Because we were there.
So was C-A-S-S-E-Y. The judge's wife.
And Dancy came later after Cassie left it for someone else to find.
Stay with her. Let's say that it all fits, right?
Right.
She has the earring in her hand when she cracks Evanhauer over the head with that statue. Now, what happened to the earring?
Dumps it in the bay or plants it on the girl she's jealous of.
Welcome back, buddy boy. Ferry building.
Oh, man. Sorry.
Okay, she can't get far. Come on, move it! Hey, hold it.
Let me see. I can't excuse what I did, and neither, but he blackmailed me. Forgive. Mike, she's going in the bay.
Go ahead, but take it easy.
Cassandra Laritza.
Leave me alone.
It's not going to solve anything, man. Now, maybe you ought to let your husband know about this instead of judging yourself.
You had no right to take that.
You would have found out about it sooner or later. This way, nobody else has to know about it.
You can't bury what I did. What I am. I'm nothing to him now.
We met at the hospital, remember?
Oh, I didn't mean to do it. I didn't mean to do it. I didn't go there to kill him.
We know that.
Hi-ho, the merry-o, the charmer's in the cell. What does this mean?
What it means, Mr. Dancy, is that we can prove a woman killed Rob Evenhauer.
Do you have any idea what you've accomplished with this dreary and dogged detection? Do you?
No, sir, I don't.
Well, you stripped me of the one decent thing I could do for my daughter. You've erased the noble gesture, nullified the act. You put her in here, and so help me.
Okay, Dancy, you didn't do it. She didn't do it. Go home.
You hackneyed old ham. You phony, you flagrant fraud. I cried my eyes out thinking you'd be spending the rest of your life behind bars. Now I find out you'll only be leaning on them.
Hold on. Have a little respect. After all, I'm a published poet. I'm a man of letters.
Who's selling who short? You're my father. Come on.
They deserve each other.
Oh, come on, they love each other.
Yeah.
It's obvious, like... What was that line he said? A trout in the milk. Beautiful. Really beautiful.
You like that line, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that ain't Dancy. That's Thoreau.
Come on.
Henry David Thoreau. That's where Yale Cortland Dancy stole that line. You can't let this job stifle your mind, buddy boy. You gotta keep yourself free, easy. For cultural pursuits, you know. That's right. Good reading, good music, bowling. But you, that's all you do, is swim.
Of San Francisco, a Quinn Martin production. Starring Carl Malden. Also starring Michael Douglas. With guest stars Nicholas Colasanto, Victor French, Anthony Caruso, Harry Rhodes. Tonight's episode, Death Watch.
Sure it's the voltage regulator.
Yeah, I checked all the wiring. The lights are all out. Pumps, horn, the whole system's out. Hey, Lou, you remember the last time we lost the regulator?
Yeah. 47, wasn't it?
No. The winter of 48.
Yeah. I'll never forget it. The sea was running so heavy we had to fish uphill.
Yeah, we lost 300 feet of line on both outriggers.
Yeah, remember that crummy company took it out of our paychecks at retail? Yeah, it was a lousy company boat anyway.
I know, Lou. Well, listen, look at the good side of it, right? At least we own this one.
Joe, look, dead ahead! No running lights, idiots!
What are you doing?
It's immigration!
This fisherman, put that thing down.
Rich. You really got a good look.
The Friendship. Roselli and Peturo.
What are we going to do about it?
We'll figure out something. All right, Andale. Come on, Franco. Come on, Andale. Andale! Andale!
cock 'em.
That was Reggie Norris out there with those guys. How did they come off taking a shot at us?
Oh, come on, Joe. They froze up, that's all. They weren't trying to kill anybody. Let it lay. Come on, let's hose down.
What right they got shooting at us, running aliens? What right?
Joe, we talked about it and we agreed, right? Now, there's not much damage to the boat and nobody was hurt. Forget it. I tell you what. Why don't you take a walk over to Pockles with that crummy voltage regulator and get one that won't get us into any trouble? Come on.
Okay.
And Joe.
Yeah.
Don't let him sell you a new one. Get a rebuild.
Okay.
So you lost your lights. You know, you guys ought to carry a double system. That way you lose your voltage regulator, your batteries, you switch over to a backup set. See, that way you don't get in no trouble.
Me and Joe ain't in no trouble. We don't want to know anything about yours.
Yeah, but you do, you know. So where is Joe? He, making a phone call, maybe?
Buying a voltage regulator.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe he's calling immigration.
Get off this boat.
Oh, we'll wait around for Joe to come back. You don't come back with a regulator, we know where we stand, right?
Get off this boat. You two guys want to run aliens, that's your business. Me and Joe don't want to know anything about it. And we don't want you around here, so get off this boat.
Put the gaff down, Lou.
Get off this boat!
He's gone. Yeah, the boots. His boots took him down. All right, let's get out of here. Too late, pal. Now, there's no reason for both of you to feed the fishies. All right?
Well, the bullet didn't kill him. I guess the impact broke his shoulder and knocked him into the bay.
And his boots filled with water. Once he was in, he may as well have been wearing some men's shoes.
He hadn't been on the water more than a few hours. I suppose I can't rush the report through. You have a name?
Yeah, Louis Roselli. It's a positive ID from his partner, Petruro. Joe Petruro.
Louis Roselli.
Is he the one who called in about the shots?
Says he didn't.
When was the last time you saw your partner, Mr. Petruro?
Last night. We got in about 11, 11:30. We were late getting in, and Lou said he'd washed down, and I went home.
Is that how it usually goes? You take turns washing down?
No, I just didn't feel good, and I went home.
Well, how long were you and Mr. Roselli partners?
27 years this coming April.
The fishing fleet goes out early and comes in early. What kept you out so late?
The electrical system went out. We lost our voltage regulator, and all our batteries went dead.
Do you carry a gun aboard?
What are you talking about? What gun? We don't need no gun aboard. Now, wait a minute. Listen, what are you saying? That I shot Lou or something? No.
You're way out of line, mister.
It's my father's best friend. If he had been there, Dad wouldn't be dead.
Now, wait a minute. I'm Lieutenant Stone. This is Inspector Keller. Are you his son?
This is Lou's boy, Angelo. Angie, I don't know what to say. I know how you feel, but...
He's your best friend. Over 30 years. We'll both miss him. Mama knows. Someone from the fuel dock called the house. Joe, she needs you.
Angie, I can't come by now. The lieutenant and the inspector, they got questions to ask, and I got to stick around. I just got to stick around. I'll come by later, okay?
Go ahead. We'll talk later. Joe, come on. That's the part people don't think about, buddy boy. The survivors, the widows, the children. We've got work to do. Let's check it out.
Mike? Look at this.
Yeah, the voltage regulator's been pulled. That part of the story checks.
Well, this is the one I'm worried about. Look at this. 2 brushes, and even with the rain, there's a heavy salt residue.
2 brushes, 2 men, is that it?
They say they didn't have time to wash down.
Could be. They came in, and Joe decided he wasn't feeling too good.
So Lou went to get the voltage regulator repaired instead. Comes back. What?
And could be that he broke this gaff hook over somebody. Somebody with a gun.
I'll get the lab for prints and pictures.
Come on, I want to show you something.
Right. Well, that didn't come from the dock, that's for sure.
No, from high. Didn't happen here.
Yeah. So what do you think? Out at sea? Maybe under the bridge?
And when, buddy boy? Last month, last week? Or last night? Hey, when the lab gets here, have them lift this section around the slugs. I want to know the type of weapon, the caliber, and how long that lead has been in that planking.
Right. Maybe that'll tell us something Porturo didn't.
What, you make him a liar because of those 2 deck brushes instead of 1?
Well, not so much that, but the look I saw in his eyes when he confronted Angela.
Oh, you didn't read any grief in him, huh?
Oh, yeah, I read grief. Also read a lot of guilt.
Is that right?
Oh, come on, you thought the same thing because I saw the look in your eyes when you saw Porturo.
Bronze? I really don't know. Mr. Shaw, a moment, please. They killed him, Joe. They killed Lou.
I'm here, Ruthie. I'll do all I can.
We both will.
My God, my God. They killed Lou. Do we want a bronze or what?
What bronze?
We have to make arrangements. I don't know about these things. Please, Joe.
Joe, could you please, for us, talk to the man? You went through it once with Mary.
But I don't know about that insurance stuff. Listen, Ruthie, listen, I want you to know we're still partners, you know, on the boat. I'll run it, and we'll split everything 50-50, okay?
I don't care about that, Joe. We gotta take care of Lou. We gotta... Please, tell him. Tell him bronze with handles, an organist.
Hello? No, sir, I don't know about the insurance. I'm Lou's partner on the boat. Oh, I see. This is Mr. Shaw. Yes, sir, Mr. Shaw. I'm Joe Porturo. Yeah, well, I'll try, sure, but we want the best for Lou, you know? Okay, here's your change. And listen, I'm sorry, gee, I'm sorry about them lures, but I'll have them in for you next week. That's my guarantee. You can come in, you'll be sure to get them.
Sorry about the interruption, but, you know, customer's always right.
That's all right.
Tell me, you were saying?
Well, I was just saying that it seemed like Joe and Lou were brothers.
Brothers? You got a brother? You know, I got a brother in Cleveland. I see him maybe once every 5 years. No, they were better than brothers. They were friends. They were real good friends. Hey, wait a minute. Are you thinking that Joe pulled the plug on Lou? Oh, I'm telling you, there's no way.
Let me ask you something, Mr. LaMotta. When the fishing boats come in at night...
Afternoon.
Excuse me, afternoon. They unload the fish right away, don't they?
They pull in at the wholesaler's docks offload, yeah.
Now, do they get paid in cash then?
You're thinking that Lou got knocked off for the catch money? Anyhow, Lou and Joe didn't get any fish last night. They come in empty, I heard. Happens.
Yeah.
Hey, you know anything about the fleet? About the fishermen?
Not really, no.
Let me get you another cup of coffee. I'll tell you all about it.
That's all right. Forget about the coffee, okay?
It's on the house. What the heck?
Yeah. As soon as the parts come in, I'll let you know, okay? If you want to hear something bad about Joe Porturo, you're going to have to hear it someplace else.
I'm not trying to rap anybody. I'm just trying to find out if one of them brought in a voltage regulator.
Joe said they did?
Paco, you're the only ship chandlery on the wharf. So, you sell supplies, you pump diesel fuel and gas all day, and at night you work over your bench rebuilding equipment. Now, you tell me, Paco, where would somebody bring a bum voltage regulator?
It's on the bench. Joe brought it in, traded it for a rebuild.
So how you doing?
Pretty good. Paco here was just about to show me the regulator that Joe brought in.
Sure, regulator's a regulator.
Could have been Jimmy. Or Shorted.
Burned out. Died of natural death.
Well, what time did he come in last night?
I'll say 11:30.
You remember if he was wearing his boots?
His boots?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had him on. Why?
Just curious.
Well, now, we appreciate it, Paco. Knowing how you feel about cops.
Look, I never said anything about...
Paco, look. Steve and I, we're not rousting you or Joe. We think you're a couple of pretty nice guys. So was Lou Roselli. He was a nice guy. But now he's dead. And we're trying to find out why. We're not working against Joe. We're working for Lou Roselli. Do you understand that?
Sure. Okay.
Let me give you my card. In case you can fit anything else together, you know where to get me.
You bet.
Well, what's with the boots?
Had a cram course about the fishing fleet with a cafe owner. He was telling me most of the guys wear their boots while they're working, and they take them off just before they go home. So I checked the gear locker of the Friendship, and Joe's boots were there.
Well, if he was wearing them like Paco said, then he must have gone back to the boat.
Could be. I mean, he saw something. You want to ask him? He's right there.
I sure do. But I think I'd like to get a look at my whole card first. Let's find out what ammunition we can get from the lab in the corner.
Right.
Where's your mother?
She's still at the funeral parlor. I couldn't take any more for a while, so I figured I'd come down here and help you.
Well, don't you think you should be with her?
Yeah, maybe later. What do you say we do, Joe?
Well, you can watch if you want to. I got to plug a couple of holes there up on the pilot house and do some electrical work.
Joe, you told Mom that you were still partners with Dad.
That's right. We split the catch money right down the middle, same as before. Why?
Well, we talked it over. We can't do it.
Can't do what?
It's charity. I figure I'll drop out of school for a year and come down and work on the boat.
Drop out of school?
Just for a year, Joe.
But that's not what your father wanted for you, Angie. Not a stinking fishing boat with 20 hours a day and sleeping in wet clothes.
It was good enough for Dad.
No, it wasn't good enough for your father, Angie. Your father was better than this. He's better than me. I have no right to even mention his name. If it was me facing them with that gaff hook, we'd still be alive.
Joe, what do you mean? What gaff hook?
Angie, I'm going to make a promise to you before God. It won't make up for what happened, but I'm going to try.
Joe, what are you talking about?
Never mind. I know what I got to do now, and I got a way to do it.
.223 caliber, fired from an automatic weapon. I'd say an AR-15.
AR-15? An Army automatic rifle?
Mm-hmm. You also wanted us to run the slug for salt deposits?
Yeah.
None. No salt residue in the crater or on the lid.
And it couldn't have been on the boat very long.
Not more than a few hours. I also found some wool fibers in the splintered part of the gaff hook. Haven't identified them yet, though.
So now the coroner gave us the bullet in Lou Roselli as a .32 caliber. That would make it a handgun.
An AR-15 and a handgun. Two different weapons shot at two separate times around the same boat.
Within a few hours.
Yeah. I'd like to know where that boat had been.
The Farallon Islands. It's part of my crash course at the cafe.
Oh, I see.
Salmon run either off the Farallon Islands or near Point Reyes. Now, LaMotta said Lou mentioned a 3-hour trip. That'd be the Farallon Islands, 28 miles offshore.
So the boat got hit somewhere around the islands?
Yeah.
Too far. We found heavy salt residue around the bullet hole, zero residue in the crater. And the boat couldn't have taken on much CO spray after the bullet hit.
So then the shooting took place somewhere between the island and the wharf?
There was nothing out there between the islands and the city.
You got a lot of water and some boats.
Boats? Boats. Nighttime. They lost their lights. I wonder what could happen out at sea that would get you shot at.
Could be a fishing boat with a foreign flag in territorial waters.
Drug runners.
Yeah. Smuggling. Yeah, let me check with the Narcs and Coast Guard about that one.
I'd try customs, too.
Right.
Immigration, FBI. See if they've had any traffic.
Smuggling. I like that one. That might be it.
I knew you would.
Hey, Joe, how are you? Hey, it's just supposed to be a talk, Joe. What do you want it otherwise?
Yes. I told you you wouldn't go to the cops.
Yeah. And I know keeping Lou's family alive is very important to you. Well, you see, Joe, we're worried about conscience. I mean, that could get in our way. So just in case, like insurance, we're going to include you in.
We're going to need your boat, Joe. We need you to make a run for us.
I'm not going to help you. What do you think I am?
Well, I think we both know the answer to that, don't we, Joe? Come on, wise up. You don't want to die. I mean, otherwise, Lou'd still be alive, right? Huh?
Hey, what's up? Steve,
yeah.
You call a Supervisor Delgado from immigration?
Yeah, did he call back?
He's right there.
Peter.
Hi, Steve.
How are you?
Okay, how are you?
Good. You got something?
Well, it's kind of iffy, but it may fit. We picked up a girl on a routine sweep. She was working as a domestic on Russian Hill. Her name is Eugenia Rodriguez. Eugenia to you. And she speaks English. When she wants to. She said something to our matron about coming in by boat from Ensenada, and then she clammed up. Now, it could be your fishing boat theory. Transferring from a boat that has to have customs clearance to one that doesn't. Anyway, somebody's dragging down a small fortune exploiting these girls.
Yeah, I've seen the reports. Could I talk to her?
Sure. Hey, let me get a refill, and then I'll give you a thumbnail on her before you start, huh? Now, Look, the backstory may not be Eugenia Rodriguez's, but I can guarantee you that it's typical. She gathered together all the money she and her family had, maybe $400 or $500, and somebody took it and got her across the border, or in by boat, if your hunch is correct. Then she was handed over to a fly-by-night domestic service and hired out for some peanut salary, and scared her into kicking back part of that. That's Eugenia Rodriguez.
A pack of cigarettes?
Hmm?
Pack of cigarettes.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Pronto! Move it. Come on. Hurry up. Está bien. Vámonos. Come on. Come on. Move it. Come on. Vámonos. Vámonos. Come on. Come on. Faster. Come on. Come on.
All right, come on, move it. Vámonos, rapido. Come on.
All right, get him loaded on the truck. I'll just now we're ready to shove off.
Move it, come on, rapido. Move. Come on, move. Get him in the truck, move.
Come in.
Ready to shove off, Mr. Snyder. There's 8 in the truck, leaves 8 in the loft.
And there's 16 offshore on the Seraph. Red, you're tying up my boat.
I'll be off by tomorrow night, okay?
2 trips in one day?
One trip, 2 boats.
Where'd we get another boat?
The Friendship. Rosselli and Paturo's barge.
What?
Everything is going to work out all right. Paturo's scared to death. We've been looking around for another boat, now we got it.
Reg, one word to the police.
Believe me, he's in our pocket. We leaned on him and he folded. You talk about scared, Mr. Snyder. Joe Paturo is the original Yellowtail.
You're not going to do much fishing in that outfit.
I've been to church.
I see you got your voltage regulator back. You left it unlocked. I guess you've got a lot on your mind. Lou getting killed, the boat offshore, the automatic rifle.
What automatic rifle?
Well, I noticed you already caulked up the bullet holes. How did they get there, Joe? What did you see out there? Your lights were gone. You ran into something you weren't supposed to see, isn't that right? So they took a couple of shots at you. Later, the same men got here on the wharf and they killed Lou Rosselli. Isn't that just about what happened?
I can't help you, Lieutenant.
Why? Joe. Lou Rosselli broke a gaff hook over somebody wearing a black wool sweater. Right here. Right on this deck. The lab chief found some fibers on a broken shaft. He radioed me 10 minutes ago. Black wool, domestic. There was some seawater on it. What did you guys run into out there, Joe? Smugglers? Dope runners? What are you scared of?
I'm not scared of nothing.
I'm a cop, Joe. And I say you're scared. I see it, I sense it, I smell it. I don't know what it is that's got you scared, but why don't you let me help you? I'd like to help you if I can.
We're out there running without lights.
come upon this private boat smack dead in the water. She didn't have any lights on either. They started shooting at us.
For no reason, they started shooting at you?
No. They were unloading, offloading.
Offloading what?
Illegals, aliens.
Did you recognize the people? Could you get the name off the boat?
Nothing more I can tell you, Lieutenant.
Okay. Okay, Joe. How about later? Where were you then?
It's up on the wharf.
What did you see?
I saw them kill Lou. They shot him and he drowned, and I hid because I was afraid they'd kill me, too. Man lives to be almost 50 years old, but he never knows what he'll do when he sees death.
Nobody wants to walk into a gun, Joe. So don't blame yourself.
Who else is there?
The men that were here, can you describe them? Give me something to go on, Joe.
I didn't see them.
Joe, don't hold back on me.
Look, Lieutenant, I just told you the worst thing one man can tell another. That I'm a coward and I let my best friend die.
Joe, don't hold back.
There's nothing more I can tell you, Lieutenant.
Here, and here. All on railroad spurs or sidings. Now, that includes maybe 200 separate structures, Steve.
All right, we got a warehouse. It was vacant. And you said that you heard trains?
Very close.
Well, was there any sort of schedule?
Un tiempo regular que pasaron los trenes.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Somebody call for a cop?
Well, I called for one about half an hour ago, but you know they're never around when you need them.
Well, here I am. Hello, Pete.
Hi, Mike. Oh, Lieutenant Stone, Eugenio Rodriguez. Eugenia.
Hello.
Hello, senor.
Oh, Mike. Warehouses. Steve has been talking to Miss Rodriguez, and I think he's got the leak we've been looking for.
Good. How does it read?
I think we got everything but the holding point. Now, Eugenia came up from Ensenada on a privately owned yacht with 20 other women from all over South America. She was transferred during the night to a fishing boat, then brought into the city. She was hired sight unseen by some family in Russian Hill. Has to kick back half of her first 6 months' salary to, what is it, the Bayside Domestic Service?
Yeah. We ran it down. It's run by some guy by the name of Victor Snyder. We never heard of him.
Check him through R&I?
Yeah, we're working on that. But what Pete and I are really concentrating on is this warehouse. It seems to be the holding and dispersal point for the whole outfit.
Makes sense. Joe just told me that what he and Lou Roselli saw were offloading of aliens. Miss Rodriguez, can you describe the men that were on the boats or in the warehouse?
Describe? No.
Well, was one of them wearing a sweater, a black sweater?
Oh, yes. The big one.
Do you know his name?
No me acuerdo. No. We didn't see them very much. We were in the bottom of the big boat.
How long were you in the warehouse?
7 days.
7 days.
Well, where did you sleep?
We slept on the floor. We sat on boxes.
What kind of boxes were they?
Just little boxes. There were many boxes piled against the wall. All the same.
All the same. Have to be like crates.
Crates.
Vegetable, fruit, something.
Oranges.
There was a label on the box, on the end of the box, a label.
A name?
Del Oro. Golden oranges.
Golden oranges.
Many crates.
Lee. Yep. See if you can get the last address of the warehouse for the distributor who handles Del Oro oranges.
Okay.
Should be down around Kingman. We appreciate it very much.
Bueno, está bien.
Thank you very much.
Adios.
Adios, senor.
Well, she goes back to Mexico now, huh?
Yeah, and without the 400 or 500 she paid to get here. Not a very happy ending, is it?
No. The minute we get a warrant, we're going to hit that warehouse. What are you doing?
A letter from Miss Rodriguez.
Pete, what is it worth to you to have $1 million immigration ring handed to you? Hey, you're a hard act to follow. That break came just in time for Joe. In another day or two, he would have been talking himself into murder or suicide.
No, Paco!
do you say, Joe?
Rocco.
What would you take?
About 50 gallons of diesel in each tank. That should do it. And some gas, huh?
For this kid? Sure. What would it be? 1 gallon, 2 gallons?
About 50.
50 gallons of gasoline for a diesel engine boat? Oh, come on, Joe. What's a gag?
It's no gag, Paco. I promised one of those pleasure boat skippers on the islands I'd haul a load out to him. Really save him a trip in, you know?
Uh-huh.
Now, the warehouse is at 5303 Kingman Street. Pete here promised us a van from immigration. We'll supply the rest.
I've alerted the department.
Mike?
Yes?
Mike, that warehouse is leased by the same guy that owns the domestic service, Victor Snyder.
Anything from R&I?
Well, he's clean except for a speeding ticket about 2 months ago.
What's the punchline?
The arrest was logged by the harbor police. He was driving a 60-foot yacht at the time.
Good. You going out alone, Joe?
Yeah.
There are many guys around. You ought to take one of them with you.
That's okay. I'll be working close to Norris.
Norris? Oh, Joe, he's nobody to be throwing in with.
It's okay. Here you go, Pac.
Joe, you don't have to. I can put it on your tab.
Thanks. Appreciate it, Pac.
What's with a handshake after all these years? Are you going to the moon or something?
It's nothing, Pac. You're a good friend, and I just think you should tell people every now and then. Okay?
Okay, Joe.
So long, Pac.
So long.
Stakeout. Move in. Sheet, 2 men front door. Hold it. Put it down. Your name's Snyder? Victor W. Snyder?
It is, and I would like to see counsel.
Oh, sure. You're gonna need it.
Inspector Keller. We just picked up an urgent over the box. The lieutenant is to call a Paco Escobar at the wharf. It's about Joe Portero.
Right, thanks.
Esquivel.
Paco, Mike Stone.
Lieutenant, I didn't know where to call you or just let it ride. Joe Porturo just shook hands with me, sort of like saying goodbye. He bought 50 gallons of gasoline.
Yeah, go on.
The Friendship, his boat. It's a diesel, not gasoline powered. And he said he was going out all by himself. He'd be working near a guy named Reg Norris.
Who's Reg Norris?
Oh, some operator. Works off the wharf, near Joe.
Just a minute, Paco. Do you know a Reg Norris?
I don't have to answer that question.
You just did. Paco, I think we just made the connection. Yeah, where did Joe go?
He went out. First Norris, then Joe. About almost an hour ago.
Well, where is he now?
I have no idea, Lieutenant.
All right, thanks. We'll talk to you later. Now, there's enough gasoline on Joe's boat to turn it into a Roman candle. And I think he's looking for your yacht. Now, how do we radio it? Mr. Snyder, he's going to ram your boat.
So where's Snyder's boat, huh? Look, we're not talking about an immigration rap. This is a homicide, all right? So where is it?
I don't know, honest. Look, I was only out there once at night.
How far?
Oh, hour and a half, maybe. On the way to the Farrellands, I think. There's 16 women on her. I know that.
My Coast Guard's got one of those ACV rescue units.
Let's get on that box. Tell them to hold on. Take them over.
Doug Blair, right this way, sir. Doug Blair. Right this. Take a seat. Get buckled in. As soon as you're ready, we'll get underway. Radar, we all clear for takeoff. Understand we're on a south by southwest of the fair line? We think so. We'd like to talk to Joe Peturo. Is there any way? We could give it a try. What's the name of the vessel? The Friendship. Friendship. Fishing vessel Friendship. Fishing vessel Friendship. This is Coast Guard 422. Coast Guard 422. Come in, Friendship. Fishing vessel Friendship. Fishing vessel Friendship. This is Coast Guard 422.
He's not monitoring. Good night, Frank. Coast Guard 422. The Friendship.
Joe, this is Mike Stone. Listen to me, Joe. Friendship, come in.
Joe! How fast is this thing going?
Fast. Radar, give me a reading on the crash position.
Two of the blips are about side by side now.
I mean Norris's boat and the yacht.
How close is the Friendship to those two?
About 2 miles.
How far are we from the Friendship?
About double that.
Paturo.
I'll bring her alongside. You want to talk to him on the bullhorn, Lieutenant?
Bring it in closer, closer.
Joe! Turn it around! Get off the boat, Joe! Nobody else is supposed to get hurt! Turn it around, Joe! Damn it! There are 16 women on that boat!
Norris Coast Guard!
Careful, man! Let's get out of here! Come along, come on!
Get down off the bridge.
Arriba, arriba.
$1.65, $1.70. Right. Have a good day, and don't bring back no anchovies.
No anchovies.
Hey, Joe, you got...
Hey, Lieutenant.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Hello, Inspector, how are you?
Good, good.
What brings you guys out at this hour?
That 89-cent breakfast. Also, we wanted to find out how Enrico's putting up with you.
Yeah, well, he has to, you know. He's big and strong and dumb like Lou and me. Eats like a crew of six, but he's a good kid. He's gonna be fine. Rico, can you stop eating long enough to get the boat ready to cast off?
So how's Angelo?
He's great, just great. He's back in school, gonna be a lawyer. Lou really would have been proud of him. He's gonna work his summer vacations on the boat with Rico and me. Yeah. But what could I tell him, right? He's still half owner.
Listen, with a lawyer in the family, what's to argue?
Joe, have a good catch.
You too, fellas. Hey, and, thanks, all right?
All right.
All right. So where's this big 89-cent breakfast I hear so much about, huh? You order it, I'll buy.
You'll buy?
Yeah.
Well, then I'm not going to have no 89-cent breakfast. Come here, about a
Oh,
block
now
and a
wait
half
one
down
second. Why you stopping
Sit
just
down,
because I'm
wait,
ordering
mister.
it?
Come on.
This is ridiculous.
Double orange juice.
You're paying for it. We have 89 cents. Now I pay for it.
San Francisco, a Quinn Martin production. Starring Carl Malden. Also starring Michael Douglas. With guest star Michael Burns. Special guest star Brenda Vaccaro. Tonight's episode, Act of Duty.
There's Lessig. Yeah. Doesn't matter how many times you've done it, it still makes your skin crawl. A loose screw sitting out here somewhere in the dark, or walking around in that market watching women, and they don't even know he's there. Gotta hand it to gals like Evelyn. To be bait for a rapist, I wouldn't do it. Don't have to worry, buddy boy. Not with legs like yours.
Mike?
Yeah, Lee.
Closing time, down to one line. But I think Evelyn may have a live one.
Okay, stick to it.
I can take that for you over here. Let's see, that'll be 50 cents for the berry rolls, Lieutenant, and 29 for the orange juice. Let's see, $1.10 for the razor blades.
make out the plates?
Yeah. Looks like another salad admired.
Or a guy with ears as good as his eyes.
I guess it's another wrong night.
Let's hope it's not the wrong market. Get Lessing.
Right. Lee?
Yeah, Steve.
What about the rest of the cars in the lot?
All accounted for. They all belong to employees.
That's all for tonight.
That's it, Lee. Good night.
10-4.
Relax, relax. It's all over.
Thank you, Steve.
I thought that guy in the register was checked out.
Everything but his IQ.
Well, the one following me fit the general description our witness gave us. You think it was him?
Well, we're not going to find out tonight, that's for sure.
Well, maybe tomorrow.
No tomorrow for you.
Mike!
You did all right, Evelyn. But if that was our kinky friend, he won't go for the same bait twice.
She just wanted to cash in on that hamburger sale tomorrow.
Well, why don't you go out and buy her a steak?
I was hoping for a home-cooked meal tonight. She's got a lot of goodies in here.
Hey, I have a roommate, remember?
That's something else we got to talk about.
Well, we can talk about it tomorrow. Right now, we've got a report to fill out.
Right. Good night, babe.
Good night.
Hey, lock it.
You know, she wouldn't want to hear this, but I'm certainly glad she's off that detail.
Yeah.
You know, I guess I'm old-fashioned. I don't know. I just don't think this is woman's work.
Kind of had that elevator hung up, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
No problem. No problem.
Thank you.
I don't think I've ever seen you around here before. You new in the building?
Oh, no, I've been here a couple years. I don't think I've ever seen you either.
Sure you have.
Listen, thank you very much.
Oh, there's plenty of time for thanks.
Market.
You're really something for a law lady. And cute, too. Real cute. You and your friends were figuring on trapping me tonight, weren't you? Well, that's the way it is with traps sometimes. They just snap those old teeth right back in the person trying to set them. You scared? And I bet you fight real good, too, don't you? Yeah, I bet they taught you how to fight like a real wildcat.
And so, dear Lord, we ask that you give our sister Evelyn, who served the armed forces of this country and the police department of this city, and who gave her life in an act of duty, a peaceful rest in this grave until the day when you, the resurrection and the life, shall raise her up in glory. Then she may see the light of your presence, dear Lord Jesus,
in the kingdom where you live forever and ever. Amen.
Come in, Evelyn.
You did it, Mike. You gave me duty.
Well, it was your record and your request.
Yeah, but it was your decision. I don't know. Working a stakeout, I finally feel like I belong. Thanks, Mike.
Nervous?
Yeah?
You know, you don't have to do this stakeout.
No. You don't have to take a case when it looks like it's going to get rough either. We're not social workers. We are police officers, right?
Guess I was thinking a little different.
Why, because you're a man and I'm a woman?
Because you're a woman that I care about. You okay?
She was my only friend. In all my life, the only real friend.
Kicks in a graveyard. You hang around here and keep dropping pills, and you're on your way, she said.
Evelyn?
Yeah, those were the first words she ever spoke to me. She was still a rookie.
Working juvenile. She told me that.
You know, I thought I was getting busted. But she just kept talking to me like she was a friend. And like somebody who understood, you know? Somebody who cared.
She didn't book you. Instead, she took you home. She did it more than once. We shut our eyes to it because we knew she was getting through.
Yeah. She got through all right. Evelyn changed my life. I owe her for that. Just hurts knowing I can't pay her back now. I'm gonna miss her. God, I'm gonna miss her a lot. Thanks, Mike. Excuse the mess. I just haven't felt like unpacking.
Well, I'd like to see you completely out of Pacific Heights.
You know, this is the same area of the 3 victims.
Yeah, I know it. I'm just hoping I luck out. I hope he picks up on me one night.
Sherry, no overtime.
Only what I'm paid to do.
Only what you're told to do.
Mike, I'm on this case. Don't tell me any different.
Sherry, maybe you're too involved.
I only want to do what I've been trained to do. And as far as involvement is concerned, I think we're all pretty involved. Mike, you put her on that duty. You were hung up on her, Steve, and she happened to be my best friend.
Involvement isn't the issue. It's who's best qualified and most experienced.
Well, Evelyn was one of the most qualified people in that department and one of the most experienced, and it didn't help her.
Okay. We'll talk about it later.
We gotta go. Lenny's waiting.
Who's Lenny?
He's a shrink we're working with.
Before we go any further, we want to make a complete profile on this scum we're after. Lock it.
Look, don't get uptight with me. You don't know who he is. He doesn't understand his problems. And you're asking for 8x10 glossies with thumbprints? I mean, come on, Mike.
Well, what about his M.O.? Doesn't that tell you enough to translate for us?
What, the corner market? Well, that's a natural, a regular game reserve. Chicks on display there like all the rest of the merchandise. Shouldn't need a psychiatrist to tell you that.
No. What I need is a giant aspirin.
Hey, this looks great. You want to try it?
No, not for me.
What about the apartment? Anything unusual there?
Yeah, no sign of forced entry.
Talked his way in. It's usually the way. That's why women don't like to report rape. They don't like admitting they got halfway there on their own. Oh. Sorry, man, I forgot you were seeing her.
Grab the pepper, please. She's a trained police officer, Lenny.
Off duty.
Yes, but that has
no
nothing...
buts, man. Off duty, she was a chick. I'll have a hamburger medium.
Thank you.
Well, this guy's got to be smooth. They're the same guy in both these cases. How many you say, 2 before Evelyn in the same neighborhood?
Yeah.
And with 1 in 20 reporting a rape, no telling how many other victims he left behind choking on their nightmares.
Okay, you say he charms them, which squares with what the one girl we've talked to said. She let him unload her groceries, and then he loaded her into the car. But how does a guy who's obviously as intelligent as this dude is, how does he become such a freak?
Well, if it's a profile of a rapist you're after, intellect isn't relevant.
Then what is?
Primarily his hatred toward women. A twisted view of sex.
Sadism.
Sure. Masochism, sure. Perversion, sure. Turned on by violence, by danger, the chance of being caught? Sure.
Now, wait a minute. Are you saying that this guy is smart enough to get one of the best women on the force to let him into her apartment, and then dumb enough to chance getting caught?
We're not talking about a rational mind. This is a man who's both psychotic and schizoid. And when you're dealing with those two aberrations, you've got an infinite variety of behavior patterns.
Wait a minute, Lenny. English. Simple.
Okay. In the beginning was childhood.
Very good.
His, the rapist, must have been a bummer. A domineering mother, maybe even seductive toward him. Weak father, if any. So he builds up a whole push-pull thing about sex and authority. He wants them both, but he can't handle either one of them. He has normal physical needs, but he wants to be punished for the worst act he can imagine. So there's a violent reaction in here. And it has to find a violent means of expression, you dig? Look, it's awful to say it, but Evelyn, being a policewoman, probably gave this guy the biggest high he's ever had.
Okay. Okay, Lenny, thanks. I guess we've got a pretty good idea of what we're looking for. Now we just have to find out who.
Oh, listen, you're not eating?
No, not for me.
Checked out the guy driving the truck?
Yeah, clean. Home with his wife and friends 5 minutes after he left the market.
Well, somebody else saw her and followed her home.
Yeah, well, we waved goodbyes.
Well, there was no way of knowing, buddy boy.
Yeah.
Well, what about the first victim? She's still staring at a wall?
Yeah. We're going to talk to the second one again. What was her name?
Connors, Nancy Connors.
Look, we're just going over old ground. I told all of this to Officer...
Hennick. Evelyn Hennick.
Yeah. Well, I told her everything. Intimate stuff. Things I didn't even believe were coming out of my own mouth.
Miss Connors, well, can I call you Nancy?
Yeah. Do you want to stand on formalities with the kind of nitty-gritty you're after?
No, I guess not. Your description of him, it was pretty vague. You said he was in his 20s, medium height, dark hair. Could you be more specific?
Look, I'm glad I can't remember. I'm trying very hard to forget it. It wasn't very pretty.
I'm sure it wasn't. But now that you've had time.
It was dark where my car was. And he hit me as soon as he knew what I was... I should have stayed in Libya.
Where?
Oh, I've been working overseas for the past 8 years. Oil companies like this one.
I see. You said when you fell, he hit you and then he kicked you. Is that right? You know, it left quite a mark.
So it must have been a pretty heavy boot.
Boot?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. When you talked to Evelyn, you didn't say anything about a boot.
Didn't I?
No.
Well, it was a boot, all right.
What color boot?
A black, or maybe dark brown.
Do you remember what kind? I mean, was it mod, cowboy, hiking?
I don't know. Leather. Yeah, leather and laces.
You told Evelyn that he kept saying Opie really likes you. Is that right?
Yeah.
Could it have been Obie or Oli?
It was Opie. I'm sure of that. Isn't it funny? I just remembered another time he said it.
What?
He said, Opie's off base now, baby. Opie's off base.
Off base. Are you sure?
Yeah. Look, I haven't helped you very much, and I've said all this before, but...
Not quite all of it. Thank you, Nancy. I'll walk you back across. I have an umbrella.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, Nancy. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. I know I wasn't much help.
Oh, yes, you were. Yes, you were.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, Mike, what do you want me to do? Sit home and crochet a sweater?
Wouldn't be a bad idea. You might get cold working as a meter maid.
Now, look, Mike, a woman is going to talk more openly about rape to another woman than she is to other fellas, right?
Okay. So we're a couple of thrill seekers. Now get home.
Before I tell you what I got from Nancy Connors, or do you want me to phone it in?
Get in. Hurry up.
I'm coming.
All right. Let me have that whole sentence again.
Opie's off base now, baby. Off base.
Off base.
What about a military base?
The Presidio.
Yeah, it's right next to Pacific Heights, and that squares what Nancy Connors said about those boots.
That's right. Black or dark brown leather with laces, like service issue.
Set up an appointment with the CO.
Right.
Call from outside, will you? Please. Sit down.
Okay, here we go. You're the 1,000-year-old wise police lieutenant, and I'm the 27-year-old rookie, and it's lecture time.
How did you ever get into the academy?
Truth is, I was rejected. If it hadn't been for Evelyn, I never would have gotten in. Look, Mike, I don't know what's up, but if that Presidio lead comes through, I got it.
Sherry, listen to me.
And there's another thing I want to say, too. Everything I feel is on trial here, and you're a one-man jury.
Listen, Sherry. If we need another woman officer on this job, it's going to be Claudia Cole.
No! That's just not fair.
Wait a minute now. Whoever promised you fair in this job? Or in life? Is it fair that Evelyn is dead? Is it fair that people get stabbed, shot, and robbed? What's fair? Sometimes even justice isn't fair. Claudia is up because I say so. Because she's been around longer than you. Because she'll do exactly what I tell her without improvising. And because her chances of survival are better than yours.
You're all heart, Lieutenant.
Right now, Claudia is the best suited for the job. Period. And someday, I hope to be able to say to another rookie that Sherry is the best one for the job.
Thanks. Is that all, sir?
Oh, Sherry.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's all.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
We've got 4,600 men assigned to the Presidio, Lieutenant. Inspector Keller gave me enough to start wheels turning on all of them.
And nothing's turned up yet?
No one named Opie. No one with that nickname. Not even a surname like Oppenheimer that could be cut to Opie, for example.
What about initials?
Only one with the initials OP. Name's Prentice. Orrin James Prentice.
OP. Opie.
Bring in the file on Specialist 4, Orrin James Prentice, please.
Morning.
Good morning.
Well, now who would want to steal some old shorts and holy T-shirts?
That the right machine?
Yeah, I use the same one every time. I've never seen you down here before.
Usually at night.
Well, I guess I'll have to revise my laundry schedule.
Don't bother.
Hey, let me get that. There. That ought to buy me at least 30 seconds, huh?
Okay. I'm counting.
I bet you are, too. There's no way this guy's gonna score with me, right?
I'd say you were wasting your time, yeah. And your money. But thanks.
Oh, now, wait a minute. That is just judging a man too fast. I mean, we should go somewhere, do something first. Maybe catch a movie, go to dinner, take it from there.
Would you get your hand off the door, please?
Sure. After you give it another 30 seconds or so to think about it, okay? Just a movie. Tonight, maybe.
Open the door.
Not until I get an answer.
I gave you an answer. And if you haven't gotten it by now, you must be pretty thick.
I mean the answer I want.
Sherry? Come in.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Sherry, I just knocked on your door about that recipe. Well, if you have time, I could show you how to fold those egg whites in right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I've got the time right now. Come on.
You know, when I lost Mr. Lindley.
Sherry? Rain check?
No. I don't think we'd enjoy the same movies anyway.
Psychiatric report.
Colonel Frawley, would you have his complete history?
Certainly. It's kept at Letterman General Hospital. It's one of our support facilities.
Now, could you arrange to have the psychiatrist meet with us?
Right away. His name's Dr. Frank Kamer.
Because I'm going to have to believe what they say about the new army. We've only been here an hour.
Well, I've got rank staff facilities and 3 teenage daughters. I'll call Dr. Kamer.
Off all of his tests, I'd have to say that you're talking about a man with that kind of potential violence, yes. Then why does the Army let a man like this run around loose? Those are personality tests, Lieutenant. They're indications, tendencies. And we don't have any more tangible evidence that the man is a rapist than you do.
Tell me, Frank, any father in the picture?
Cut out early, a boozer, a gambler. The mother told Orrin the old man was a bum. Well, if he hates authority, why do you enlist in the Army? Most rapists are schizoid. Well, that's that push-pull thing, huh?
Behavior, personality, goals, all completely unpredictable, like life.
And death. Was she coming in?
Nope.
No, what do you mean, no?
She split.
Where?
I don't know. I'm checking the airlines, immigration's checking passports.
So who's that?
One of the victims, Nancy Connors.
Great. The only girl on earth who can identify Prentice for a jury.
She worked overseas for 8 years, has lots of friends, could be anywhere.
24-hour surveillance on Prentice. Colonel Frawley will take care of him when he's on the base. The minute he steps off, our men will tail him.
Wait a minute. Are you sure this guy doesn't have a record? I've seen him before.
You have. That night at the market, remember? The character standing next to me buying razor blades, remember?
No, that wasn't where it was, but that's how he followed her home, right?
I guess so.
You know where it was?
Where?
He was at the funeral. Just as we were leaving, you and Sherry were walking in front, and I bumped right into this guy. He didn't say a word, he just stood there. I'm sure that's his face.
Does that make any sense?
Perfect. Maybe, if we've got him pegged right.
Oh, I can see it. Hoping that someone would recognize him. Of course, knowing that no one would. Knowing that he'd gotten away with killing her. He must have gotten quite a kick out of that.
I want him, Mike.
Steve, he's a sick man. He needs help.
So what do you want from me, huh? Who's gonna go help Evelyn? All right, what's our next move?
Our only move is to get him off the streets. After that, it's up to the courts, right?
Right.
Okay. I only know one way. More bait. And we'll start tonight.
Prentice got off the base early before Frawley could get anybody on him.
Well, what about our men?
Didn't get word in time. Got through the scene.
Well, place units on all the logical targets.
Well, that's going to take some people. You still feel the same way about Sherry?
You think I'm wrong?
No, I think you're right. I just know that she's going to ask.
Well, then she's going to get the same answer. She's too green.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Well, guess nobody loves me, not even any mail. You going somewhere you want company?
No.
Sure?
Very.
Well, can't win them all.
Bye.
Bye?
Over there. Something fishy about that one.
Can you make out the plate?
Wait a minute, we're looking for a convertible, right?
Yeah, never mind. The license is California, BZE 298.
Now, looks more like 011, maybe 017.
All the places to park. Looks like a woman.
Yeah, I guess you didn't read the newspapers.
No matter how you try to educate, let me have these a minute. Damn.
It's Sherry.
That's right, Sherry. And if you were right about Prentice being at that funeral, then he must have seen her with us. Listen, if she gets in there, he's gonna smell steak out for sure. I told you no overtime.
Now, come on, Mike. I have a right to shop when and where I please.
Outside.
Now, wait a minute. You don't have a right to come...
Out. You're sure?
Who? Who are you talking about?
Our man.
You know who he is?
And he knows who we are. That's why we're outside and the other guys are inside with Claudia.
How does he know you?
Saw us and Evelyn got killed.
Now he may have seen me with you. Do you know what a control situation is?
Well, yes.
Well, you may have just blown it.
I'm sorry, Mike. I didn't know.
You didn't know enough to follow orders. You didn't know enough to listen. You didn't know enough to think that this department could handle this situation.
I said I'm sorry.
Sometimes sorry doesn't make anything right. Just remember that, rookie. I'm going to get in Lessing's car. Take her home.
Wait a minute. My car's right over there.
Oh, right over there, huh? Right in the darkest corner of the parking lot. Well, all you needed was a free love poster and a neon light in your navel. Miss Reese, you are grounded.
Grounded?
That's what I said, grounded. And if you break it, you're through.
He's the worst kind.
The worst kind of what?
You know what. Me, Tarzan, you, Jane.
Sherry, he's a cop.
So am I a cop.
That's right.
Oh, I didn't figure you in the same club. Not the way Evelyn felt about you.
You're not Evelyn.
You're right. I suppose she would have done everything he told her to.
Probably, yeah.
Well, he wouldn't be playing Uncle Mike to me if I were a man.
Orrin Prentice does not assault and murder men.
Orrin Prentice. That's his name?
Yeah. Colonel de Presidio gave us his file. One total freak.
He is in the service.
Till we get him, yeah.
Nothing?
Not inside. Anything from the other units?
All quiet.
Barrett's staying right close to Claudia.
Good.
I'll give it 5 and head back in.
Steve.
That's a bad lock. You can open it with a credit card. Have it changed, all right? Get a bolt installed.
Well, I never felt so dumb in my whole life. All that training to protect other people, and here I am with my own private security patrol.
Stop putting yourself down, okay? Mike must have had a reason for me to come home with you.
You mean if Prentice was at that funeral, he might know where I live?
It's possible, yes.
Oh. I wish you had that picture on you.
Why?
I don't know. I guess I'll just keep imagining things, you know, thinking every guy I see is him until I see it. Oh, come on, Steve. You don't have to do this, really.
How am I going to stay in practice?
Oh, please, Steve, don't worry about me. And don't look under the bed. I'm really going to feel like a fool.
I'll make that your assignment, all right?
Oh, come on. Okay, now you can't say that I don't take orders.
Put that in the report, too. You have any more closets?
No, that's why the rent's so reasonable.
What about the bathroom, tub or shower?
Tub.
Could you check it?
I've got sweaters soaking in it.
Just check it.
Okay. All clear.
All right, well, I'm gonna head back. Okay. I'll be getting an earful, too.
Steve.
Yeah,
Thanks.
you're welcome. Look, why don't you put the chair in front of the door tonight, and in the morning, get the bolt installed?
Yes, sir. All right, sir.
Good night.
Good night.
Inspectors 81 to headquarters. Alert all units, vicinity of Pacific Heights area. It's at 10:30 at 421 Terry Drive. Vehicle registered to rape suspect Prentice. I think he's in apartment 212. I'm going in. Send backup units.
Do you have something in the bag? You're not gonna need that. No, you're not gonna need this. Now, don't worry, Sherry. You can make it right. There's nothing wrong with you at all.
Don't do it.
my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Officer Reese, get an ambulance.
You didn't give me a choice, Mike.
Happens sometimes. Maybe nobody gave him one either. Like Lenny said, in the beginning, there was childhood.
Well, that's perfect, then. Thank you very much. The room at the St. Francis is all ready.
A room?
We thought you could do with one night's rest.
Well, what are you gonna do?
What do I usually do, the reports?
It's not gonna look so good for me, is it?
It could have read a lot worse.
What about my career? Is that over?
Well, like I said before, I'm going to be telling another rookie, Sherry Reese is the best.
Thanks, Mike. And thanks, Steve, for the phone call, but I really, I'm gonna be okay. Just as soon as I get some of this mess cleaned up.
Take your coat off, buddy boy. How much do you pay by the hour?
What are you talking about?
So where's the vacuum cleaner and broom?
Vacuum cleaner?
Yeah, you're off duty now, Miss Reese. We got to clean up by the hour now. We get paid by the hour.
Are you serious?
Yes.
It's right in that closet, right where you're going.
Oh, here. Give this to the boy.
This is a vacuum cleaner, in case you don't know what it is.
This is a vacuum cleaner?
Yeah.
Here.